Great to meet you,
Hello.
Icewiz. Thank you for being here
Hey,
today. And well, it was great to meet you a few years ago now, but thank you for being here
yeah.
today to talk a little bit about your artistic influences and your background and your amazing worlds and what you're going to do next. So, can you tell us which world we're in right now?
We're in the last, basically, I called it a BRCVR world. That's like a Burning Man event world where the last burn, 2022 into 2023, as they had the virtual burn at the end of January, and it went over very well. We had a lot of fun, and a lot of people came here and had a good time, and as they did all the other burner worlds. I've always loved doing the burner events and building worlds for it. And it's pretty much what brought me here back in 2020.
Hmm.
Um, but one was the pandemic, of course. And the other reason was a friend invited me. His name was Dusty from Orange County here, Southern
Hmm.
California. And I wasn't real thrilled to on the VR. I thought it was evil, back then. And
Hmm.
I I said, well, since we got a lot of burner friends on here, I'm going to try it out on my computer. So I went onto the computer and um, saw that it was interactive, and that's a main burner thing is being interactive.
Hmm.
Make everything interactive in my camps. And in VR here, I did the same thing pretty much with every world, and that really ended up being a lot of fun. To use the interactive ability to, whatever it was, throw
Hmm.
cars or throw balls around or drink off the bar, you
Yes, we
know,
have
or,
Sherry
or,
back
or
here demonstrating some of your tools that you can
yeah,
pick
there
up
you
and
go.
throw.
So anyway, that's a long answer to the question on why I built this one. And I used this camp for 2 years in a row and just changed the theme. The first theme was the praying mantis theme. We like
Oh,
rode the praying
yes.
mantises in a race, and this one is more of a big rig jig, like with the
Mm-hmm.
trucks there. That was done in I think it was 2009 or so at the Real Burn,
Yes.
and
That was
that was
incredible.
one of the art projects there.
That was so incredible. And so where did you get this 3D model of Big Rig Jig?
Oh, a friend on SketchUp had the model and shared it with me, and I ended up dressing it up a little, and I did two larger copies were here with
Hmm.
some particle effects on it just to give it
Oh,
some
that's so
pizzazz.
that's amazing. And of course, this sculpture actually, I think it's still there. It ended up in Las Vegas, in a small
Yes,
kind of a small motel sort of place. It's been converted, I think, into like an art
yes.
zone.
I neglected to say that Marcia K. Ross actually made the request that I would put this here, and I says, "No problem. Your wish is my command." And
Oh,
she always, the last 2 years, she had the idea for the theme here, and so she was a big player, also, and
that's
she's
brilliant.
always been there.
Yeah, Marsha's done really amazing worlds too, and she helped me out with one of mine as well a couple years ago. There's so much to this world, so we've kind of seen the main landing zone and hangout zone. So I'm just looking around here and looking behind me at everything else you have going on. So we have a beautiful glistening dome. We have the giant big rig jig sculptures, and we have more kind of shaders and other effects and laser lights happening. And we have dancing Burning Man with cool, um, his feet are amazing. And then a Godzilla. There's so much here, everyone.
Yeah, the Godzilla is there's actually a secret room inside of the Godzilla.
Oh,
You
we'll
have to
have to
fly
check
up in
that
there.
out. We'll have to check that out in a minute. And so
Yeah.
your worlds usually have some key features And I believe like one of your signatures is that there's a dance floor in every world. Is that right? Like a hidden dance floor?
Yeah, if you go inside the dome there, there's a
Mm-hmm.
large dance floor with dance poles, and
Let's
you
go.
can just go inside of there and you'll see it.
All right, I'll go in.
There's a button also if you don't want to walk or float.
And so this is just composed of a whole bunch of projector screens placed, and you made them all non-collidable. Let's see, it can go.
Correct.
Here we go. Nice. Perfect. Yes, pillow fights always important. This is great. Giant dome, laser lights. This is so fun. And I know we've
Yeah,
got the music turned down
Hannah
today, but you always have fun music
Hannah
playing too.
DJ is on. She's one of our favorites.
And how long has your physical Burning Man camp been around, or how long have you been going to the physical Burning Man?
I've been going since 2017
Mm-hmm.
in the material world, and 17, 18, 19, and 20, 21, 22 was here pretty much. Hey, 20, yeah, 20 through 22 was here, and I'll keep. They'll find a new home eventually, the BRCVR gang, and I'll join them wherever they go, even if it's just to do burner events there.
That's right.
I'm not sure if they're going to go to VR chat. Haven't really made any decision yet on where they're going to go and their event, but I know they'll find a new home soon. So I'm
It's
looking
been,
forward to that too.
yeah, me too. It's been a really amazing part of Altspace the last few years, and definitely
Yeah.
brought a lot of folks in and kind of fresh looks at doing worlds, and of course integrating these physical art pieces. So let's go back out and are we gonna fly up to Godzilla?
Let's go to the art gallery
Oh yeah,
next.
the art gallery. Okay. So show me which way.
Actually, it's more of a photo gallery. Um, let's go around this way, around the dome, and you'll see it right there around the bend.
Oh, nice.
And we got
Oh, fantastic.
chainsaws here, so you can get a little hands on the ice, and
Well, yes, and so we
got
haven't even properly let's properly introduce you. And so tell us, Icewiz, how you came about your name.
oh yeah, the pictures here tell it all pretty much. I started um, doing ice sculptures while I was in the Marine Corps. I was in for 20 years, from 78 to 99. 1 year broken time, and I was a cook, and I kind of grabbed onto the opportunity to do ice carving there because they were really interested in it. There was a few people back in the early days trying it out, and actually they sent me to school on the East Coast. It's called Johnson and Wales College to learn a lot of culinary arts stuff. And they kind of included ice carving in there. This was way back in 1984,
Amazing.
and I never lost hold of that talent. I just kept adding on to it, taught myself the rest of what I didn't know, and watched other people. A lot of cool Japanese ice carvers met and read their books and practiced and practiced. And pretty soon they had me giving classes to the other cooks on how to do the ice.
Wow.
And I was very happy to do those classes and teach some other people how to do it. You know, and actually I got into the burner events. Well, actually, I started business in '91. To this day, I still run the business,
Hmm.
and I also got, like I said, involved with Burning Man, and that's um, one of my um, favorite places to go are the burner events and bring ice. And I make every piece pretty much interactive. People can drink out of them, smoke out of them, um, play with them, whatever whatever they want to do with the ice. And then here, this came by accident through the pandemic, like I said. and this was a continuation of doing the talent. No, it's not in the physical world. It's still
Right.
a way to enjoy it here too.
What an interesting perspective you bring to the temporal sculptures, both on, when you're going to the desert or to an event, and also here, because all of your sculptures will melt. So, is there anything that you can impart
Every
or share?
sculpture in
Or,
Altspace
yeah,
on Friday morning at 10 o'clock will melt,
yep.
unfortunately. But that only means there's more to come, elsewhere.
So they'll make more digital ice. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. We'll
Do you want to show
respawn it
me?
all.
Do you want to show me a couple of these photos, and maybe talk about, are these all burner ice sculptures, or there's some other ones in here too?
Yeah, probably the oldest one here, my most favorite, is over here.
Uh-huh.
Um, this is
Back which way?
um, okay to show an adult piece.
Oh yeah, let's show, where did you go? Let's show whatever you like. And
Okay, around here. This gal in the picture, her name's Deb Steers,
mhm.
and she coordinates the regional burner event out here. I'm already
Uh-huh.
getting ready for that in a couple weeks. Actually, less than 2 weeks. I'll be going to the show burn. It's called Bequinox, and that was my first Bequinox in 2018. And I made
Uh-huh.
a rocket ship. And all I'm going to say is that she asked me to make something out of the rocket ship, and you can
Did
use your
she?
imagination for the rest.
Well,
She
you're
was
such a
very
good
happy
sculptor,
for the
and
modification.
yeah, and to, you to accommodate your customers' requests for a special piece, I think is something to be celebrated.
One next to it was her camp at Burning Man, Readers Camp,
Oh,
and I did a
wow.
piece for their camp at Burning Man, and it was a double
Wow.
loo, so two people, like you see, can drink out of it at once.
Oh, let's go closer. Okay. And this looks like almost a theater. Is that right? With the metamorphosis, that must have been the theme that
The
year.
theme that year was that was 2019. It was Metamorphosis,
Wow. That is beautiful.
and there was a lot of people that helped me. Pink Heart was very instrumental. They've been here on VR. Pink Heart was very instrumental in helping me to put the ice on the playa. They had a freezer truck, and they let me put my ice in their truck, and
That's wonderful.
they're, they've been really great through the years. Even in VR, I've helped them, and I helped them. Yeah, great to have a connection that we had here.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of good good new community that's been created, even sort of amongst the Burning Man folks that are showing up, because of course, you and I live in the same state in California, but different parts of the state. And
Mm-hmm.
so, even if at Burning Man we were both there, we may not have met because Burning Man's huge. So, what a
Yeah,
cool
for
opportunity.
sure.
And that's great to hear
The
too, that you're able
pictures,
to
there's
integrate these
two others
things.
from Pink Heart who I was
Uh-huh.
talking about over here, and that was a piece I did for their camp, Heart.
Oh, beautiful.
And the guy who runs the camp is two pictures over on the top. That's John Halcyon,
Oh,
who
yes.
he's run the Pink Heart camp for many years.
Yes. Yeah, Halcyon has really done
That's
so
me on
much.
the left, and um, um, other friend who was with our camp, um, um,
On the right.
2019. That was still 19 there.
Wow.
Bad Dog. His
I
name's
like this.
Bad Dog.
This looks like, okay, so this is a mobile ice sculpture that looks like you can pour. So you would
Yeah,
probably
somebody
pour something down the
suggested,
top.
why don't you try doing a mobile
Uh-huh.
ice sculpture and bring it from camp to camp? So I made this two channel and a bong. There's a smoker there. Um, portable, and I even had lights on it. See the light there is like powered by battery,
Wow.
and you had it go. It's like a little mini art car with ice on it.
And so
Except we had to pull that one.
I love that. And which of your sculpting techniques do you think have been the most useful then when you're kind of coming into VR and creating sort of these very giant spaces? You create both. You create small cozy things and big giant spaces.
Hmm. I don't know. I guess I've always made things at the spur of the moment. Even worlds here,
Mhm.
I'll just search for something that would be interesting to build, and um, and I do it. And I like making things from scratch. That's probably the best, the funnest worlds is creating them from scratch. As for the ice, um, I haven't really been able to do any like carving on VR,
Mhm.
but we've gotten models that look close to what the ice looks like those
Mhm.
crystals, and
Oh, look at this one.
some other models that are transparent.
Look at this throne. Sorry, I couldn't
Yeah,
help
that
it.
was at the regional also,
Oh,
2019,
are you kidding?
2018.
Look at this.
And from throne, I called it. That was 5 blocks of ice just for that one throne there.
And what was the name you
And we
called
had
it?
winds at 60 miles an hour that day. So we were like
Oh,
trying to block the wind on one side, and I was carving on the other side.
that's a beautiful piece. How many hours about do you think
Thanks.
this one made?
A little longer than normal, about 4 or 5 hours, right around there.
Wow. It's
So
just breathtaking.
it was an attraction for the whole day, pretty much.
Just
It
breathtaking.
was there till the next morning. It was still some of it left. I took a torch to it and melted it the next morning.
Did
The
you
cool
ever
thing
hear
with the
about
ice is it's
oh,
always recyclable, and people like in the picture. Oh, that's what people take what you want for your ice chest. Yeah, that was all the scrap pieces in there.
that's yeah, that's double useful, especially in the desert.
Yeah, some people like to take the ice and take an ice pick to it and then just put it in their drinks.
Oh yeah. Yeah, a self-service ice
That works
bar.
well. Yeah, yeah.
Well, do you want to fly up to the
Yeah.
Godzilla?
And
Wow.
what you do is way up to the mouth, all the way up to the mouth.
Okay. Look at this Godzilla sculpture.
Yeah, the mouth is the entrance, kind of.
So one thing Icewiz does so well is playing with scale and getting to create these massive things, which of course in
Yes, you
VR you can just do so quickly. You just assign it a larger number. But here we can look back on this entire stretch of world and it's really large. So we'll keep on flying.
see ya.
Here we go. This is a great
Okay, and then
skybox
go
too.
into the
Oh
mouth.
no.
Yeah, that's Ubi. Ubi shared that with me, so I got to give him the credit.
That's
Okay,
great.
walk into the mouth or fly
Okay.
into it.
It's
You'll
perfectly
yeah,
safe.
you'll see a surface, and then you can actually teleport or just walk down it.
How cool.
See it?
Yep. I'm right in front of you. Oh, yes. And now we're going to go right into
There you are.
the van.
There you are in the VIP room,
The VIP
VIP
room.
van.
We have made it to the VIP van. My hand's over there somehow. So, in this van, we're surrounded by some psychedelic artwork, and this is artwork that you brought into Altspace, right?
Yeah, I'm still here. I just accidentally teleported out.
That's one of
I'll
the
be right back.
one of the mistakes that you can accidentally do in VR is hitting this big green button that we've got here in the corner. The escape
Okay, I'm turning
hatch.
flight back on just in case.
You hit the escape hatch. So yeah, you've made, as you
Anyway,
were mentioning down below, you've made probably, I'm gonna guess 50 templates and probably 25 to 30 different kits that you've uploaded and shared. I have no clue of the numbers, but you've made an incredible amount of
I
items.
did like 280 templates, and oh, that's the closest number I could round it to. I took
Wow,
out the bad ones, and it's oh wow, 150 or so.
that's amazing. That's so incredible.
Wish I could use them at VR chat, but you can't use kits there. You have to everything on the template. But I'm already doing that. So
Yeah, how would you say that that is changing how you're going to build worlds going forward in terms of your artistic style and the spontaneity?
it's basically adapting to each platform. Each one has its own rules and uploaders, and so everyone's going to be a little different in some way. Some of the platforms will offer probably having able to use a kit in the future now, but some are promising that now, um, and some already some can you can already use your Unity template and convert it and upload it there,
Hmm.
and the worlds like were made here and upload them over there wherever and use it. Having to modify um, the versions are always different, and you have to update it or roll it back,
Hmm.
into the year to the year on the they're using. Yeah, so
Right, now you have to have
doable.
multiple Unity versions on your machine.
Yeah, I got three right now on mine.
Oh.
Um, probably have four pretty soon. Banter.
Right.
Banter's using another different version of Unity, so
And
that's
some of
okay.
them,
Hey,
VR
it's
chat,
all a learning process for
it,
me.
yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, and you've really paved the way also for a lot of other people to learn as your process evolved throughout your time in Altspace.
Yeah, it was great to be able to share the knowledge, and because a lot of people shared their knowledge with me,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, there's always a learning, new things to learn here, and it's never ending.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to that. A lot of people complain about Microsoft shutting down, but they didn't have to take over in 2020 and keep the platform going, but they decided to take it on. And if they wouldn't have done that, I never would have learned anything. I probably would never have came on VR. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad, even though they're shutting down, I'm glad that they still took over for the time they did, because it was like a school for me the whole 3 years.
A school and a community building, you know,
Absolutely.
set of
Yeah.
experiences that
Community
are
was
just
the most
unrivaled.
important.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm glad that we got a
You can take
chance
this
to.
same community, you can take the same community and bring it over to, like, example, VR chat, spatial, or banter, wherever. That's not going to change. The people being with each other will never change. It's just always great that can be together, and do whatever.
Yeah,
That's been the fun of it.
it has.
A
You've
lot of
brought
people
so
here
much
who
fun.
are alone. They're alone. They have no friends. And for some of them, their only friends are here, you know. And I look out for those people because, and I tell them, you know, where to go, be there. Um, and they're there now. They already migrated. So I'm really happy that they didn't give up. Now, there is some people that are claiming to give up and they're not going to do VR anymore.
Hmm.
So I take what knowledge you already have, just keep going. You know, it's an adventure. That's what I
Yeah.
like about it. Why I'll never go away.
Thank you
My
for that.
headset melts down, you know, or my computer. You can always jump back on the computer.
I've done that myself today twice, as my headset would
Been through a
not
few.
work, and then I go to the computer and I would come back. So I am truly grateful that my headset's working enough today to to spend some wonderful time with you and last precious moments, and I mean, at least in this platform. And when you think about, we're given the opportunity to decide who we want to spend the end of the world with in just a couple days.
Everybody, everybody.
And you've done such a wonderful service for so many people to both create these wonderful places for people to just hang out. I've been in this van, and I think we counted, there were at least 15 avatars in here, maybe more.
Wow.
and and so but that's the fun of it all, and you've created these spaces where you can explore and also let your hair down, but also have
Yeah, literally.
genuine connection. Your parties include both, like, fun and music and vibrancy, but they also include really wonderful conversation. And that's, I think, really special, and I very much appreciate that. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Rebecca. Thank you.
Aw.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, big hugs for
Always a
your
pleasure, and it
party
always
van.
will be a pleasure. You
Thank
know it.
you. Aw. And we've got 2 more days of partying: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 2.5, 2 and a quarter.
Sure do.